Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 11. Child, this season is just pitiful. And these couples look like they have been held hostage by this show. I have an idea. Do you want to watch Prison Brides with me? It's a new show premiering on Lifetime next Wednesday, January 10th, and it looks like it might be worth checking out. Let me know in the comments what you think. Hi, I'm Tamara, and this is Tamara Lynette Tells. In this episode, the couples hit the 1 month mark and half-heartedly celebrated their 1 month anniversary. They dragged Michael out from the snow to throw another tux on him and probably matched him with the first woman who replied to the producer's ad on Bumble. I could just see their ad now. TV show seeking women who desperately want to marry a stranger who have absolutely nothing in common with you. Swipe right to apply. So anyway, Michael agreed to try to get married again. And in the previews, we see his bride-to-be, Chloe, who I've spoken about in spoiler videos. She's picking out her wedding dress. Now, they're going to get married in less than 2 weeks, but there are only 4 weeks left in this season, so they need to hurry up. Well, I kind of take that back because given how they dragged out last season past decision day, they probably have enough time to get the full 8 weeks in. So Brennon and Emily, Dr. Pia gave them an assignment to touch each other with as little clothing as they feel comfortable in. So Mr. Personality didn't feel comfortable doing that and just wanted to hug it out. He said, I'd rather hug than just go boop, 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 boop. Dr. Pia was talking about touching and caressing each other, not pretend like you're punching in your ATM code on each other's back, Mr. Man. Anyway, so they went in for the hug and he's hugging her all weird with his arm like wrapped around her neck like it's his Aunt Annabelle, an old woman with broccoli between her teeth. So they went horseback riding for their 1 month anniversary excursion. Brennon's horse was named Gucci. Now, Brennon horseback riding was the first time he showed signs of having a pulse. He gave that horse more love and affection than Emily has seen all season. So to the confessional cam, Emily said, Brennon really seemed to come to life on Gucci. He really loved Gucci. She was clearly low-key jealous of the rental horse, and I can't say I blame her. She's married to the man, throwing herself at him, and can't get him to come out of his coma. But when a horse strolls up, all of a sudden, he's giving game show host energy. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but on the Brennon Richter scale, it was giving high energy. So then they went to dinner, and Emily was being all upbeat when she was talking about what a great day they had together. And then Mr. Excitement said, I'm sticking in there, taking it day by day, and glad that I moved in with you, even though I had reservations at first, because normally at the side of a red flag, I would normally leave, but I haven't. I'm sticking it out. And Emily said, so I'm a red flag? Well, yeah, I don't know why there were sparks and then they went away. Normally, I would just leave. Brennan, now I see why you don't say anything. Because when you do, you bring down the room, sir. He just needs to admit out loud that the moment Emily told him that she likes one night stands, he was done with this relationship. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong for that, but him pretending like he's trying to make this relationship work is fooling nobody but Gucci. Clare and Cameron. So these two are a hot, stinking mess. They went indoor skiing, and to the confessional cam, Cameron said, I'm still trying to figure out Clare. She'll say one thing and then something different another day. Meanwhile, Clare is saying that she feels like he's done a lot to make things work, but she feels like he's a little checked out, which makes it harder. Now, she's afraid that he'll become resentful towards her, and she doesn't want that because he's like a best friend to her. Wait a minute. She got her nerve accusing him of being checked out when she just referred to him as her friend. Clare, you friend zoned this man. You were not only checked out, but you've already packed your groceries, put them in the car, and driven out of the parking lot. What do you expect from this man? These two didn't even bother to celebrate their 1 month anniversary. They're like, listen, we're not compatible. Only one of us is attracted to the other. And on Afterparty, we are both exaggerating how the other one behaves off camera. There is nothing to celebrate here, folks. Take your little camera crew and shove it. So Cam ended up going on a bike ride with his friends, then texted Claire pissed that he's not coming back. Now, she said he admitted that he doesn't want to continue to get connected if it's going to be a no in the end. So now clearly they've had enough conversations and situations by now that they know it's going to be a big, fat, stinking no on decision day. Becca and Austin. Meanwhile, we see Becca crying. She and Austin got into it about religion again and had to call Pastor Cal. They seem to be sprinkling in the experts a little more this season. I see what you're doing over there, producers. Okay. So, anyway, both she and Austin were looking so drained, upset, and outdone by their religion conversation. I was thinking, man, they must have really gotten deep with it, like they were debating scriptures or something. Child, Becca got upset because Austin told her that since she's a non-believer, she's going to go to hell. But she didn't seem to be as upset about the hell part as much as she was heartbroken that when they die, they're not going to be in the same place. Kind of like they both had tickets to sit and coach, but the ticket agent upgraded Austin to first class and left Becca back in coach, squeezed between a 1,000-pound man and a drunk woman holding a crying baby. I just can't believe what happens after they die is like weighing down their marriage. And the crazy part about this is that Austin doesn't even seem very religious. Like he's not up there quoting scriptures or dropping little religious nuggets of wisdom on her. No, he's saying like back in the day when he used to play Atari with his friends, Billy told him that non-believers go to hell. Okay, I may be exaggerating just a tad, but my point is that Austin didn't even seem interested in religion until he got married to someone he probably doesn't want to stay married to. Now, meanwhile, Austin finally came around to say that no matter where she goes after this life, that he can still love her in this lifetime. Now, during this conversation, Becca informed Pastor Cal that Austin told her by mistake that he loved her. He totally rolled his eyes when she said that, though. She said it was a joke, and he said, like, good night, love you. Now, on Afterparty, she said she told him that she loves him too. So apparently they're in love, which is good for them. Maybe they'll have a little love story for a minute anyway before Austin says no on decision day. That's my prediction, by the way, not a spoiler. For their 1 month anniversary, when they were watching their wedding video, Austin looked so sad, like he had high hopes that weren't met or something. Now, for their anniversary activity, they went ice skating. Now, I've never seen one of these walkers Becca had. Is that like having a bumper when you go bowling? If so, sign me up, because that ice is too slippery for me and my thighs. So later, Austin talked to one of Becca's friends about their religious differences and their manufactured problem of him not knowing where Claire's going to go after she dies. Watching Austin trying to navigate these conversations about religion looked like it wasn't as big a deal to him as he was trying to make it out to be. Like it really solidified for me that he's just making up random problems so she will be prepared for his no on decision day. Now, I believe he does have feelings for Becca, and rightfully so. She seems like a really nice and caring person, but he seems like he's kind of throwing up roadblocks because he's not feeling this marriage all the way. It looks like Becca needs to take a page out of Orion's book and bail out before she gets hurt any more than she already has. Lauren and Clarapist, when Lauren and Clarapist met up to chat, now basically Clarapist said she still feels like Cameron is not attracted to her. And on Afterparty, Clarapist claims she tried to have sex with him and he straight out rejected her. He said, ew, I don't want to do this. Now she claims this happened when they all went out off camera and she and Cameron were talking about how things weren't working between the two of them. So when they got home, she thought intimacy would be the answer and came on to him and got rejected big time. I'm sorry, but I have to call BS on that one. I do not believe that story for 1 second. Nothing about the way she's navigated this marriage or carries herself leads me to believe that she would want to kiss him. And she's a therapist. She knows that having sex is not the answer to their differences on parenting, religion, and lack of attraction. Orion and Cameron. So when Cam and Orion met up, Cam basically said, Clarapist keeps reeling me back in. Now, every time he's about to give up, she gives him a little glimmer of hope. And I believe him because for the longest time, she kept telling the confessional cam that she was going to keep trying. So then he said, I'll say this past tense. I had feelings for her. Then Orion gave him the advice he must have gotten for his situation from his mama, sister, or chia pet, which was not to allow himself to get reeled back in because once the feelings go, it's hard to get them back. Hard to get them back. Dude, you were married for like 7 days. You need to step aside with trying to render advice, sir. Now, I do believe Cameron when he says he had feelings for Clarapis at some point. He seemed to be kind of curt towards her in the beginning, but during the honeymoon, it felt like he was kind of crushing on her. But apparently, there was a lot going on behind the scenes, which brings us to the group dinner. Woo-wee! Emily said, have you guys ever asked each other what you really want? And Cameron said, okay, this is what we're going to do. On the count of 3, say what you want, a divorce, or if you want to keep trying. And everyone at the table's like, whoa, slow down, Cameron. This is dangerous. Clearly, he is so checked out that he doesn't even care. He's just like playing games now. So he counts to 3. And at the same time, Clarapis said separation. And he said divorce. Now, I actually think this is kind of brilliant of Cameron to do this. The experts wouldn't come over to offer up a decision day, so he brought it to them. Boosh, we're done. Said it out loud. Now what? On Afterparty, Clarapis said she wanted to be separated because she would have liked them to go away to reflect, then come back and try again. So she claims she still wanted to try, but he was clear about wanting a divorce. So that was that. Now, I don't believe she wanted to try to work on the marriage. I just think she didn't want to quit on the show and the friends she made while taping because she kept saying throughout the season that they were not aligned when it came to their values and attraction wasn't there. If she has a different belief system than a man she's not attracted to, what is the value in trying to manufacture a relationship? Now, after their mini decision day moment, she admitted to being confused and dragging him along with her confusion the last few weeks. And she acknowledged that she hurt his feelings in the process, which she regrets and apologized for it. Now, I like that she did that. Now, he got a little emotional when he said, a couple of years ago, I had to choose to put my dog down that day or a couple of days later. I don't regret those days with my dog the same way I don't regret the time spent with you. I'm a better man since I met you. And this is why they had to dig Michael out of the snow and bring him back because they only have 1.5 couples left, Becca and Austin, then Emily. Because Brennon is just like dead weight or a piece of furniture on the show. He adds absolutely nothing. Now, meanwhile, Clarapis looked at Emily and Brennon and freaking lit a match. She asked them, do you two see a future together? Clarapis, you're supposed to be the therapist. You see your girl Emily over there on the struggle bus with this man who can't string together more than 3 sentences at a time. Why would you make it worse by trying to throw them into your decision day? Meanwhile, the man a few phrases replied by saying, we are taking it day by day, trying to make each day better than the next. We're trying to figure it out, but it's really hard. Emily is so frustrated with this man and ready to jump out of her skin. To the confessional camp, she's like, I am trying not to explode on him over his same old day-by-day speech. It's sad for me, frustrating, and I deserve better. Yes, girl, you do. This man shows no emotion. He doesn't want to say anything wrong, so he's frozen and barely says anything of consequence. It's like he's ghosting you, but in person. But girl, next time, don't tell your man that you love one-night stands unless you're looking for an open relationship. Telling Brennon that did not help you out, Miss Thing. So Emily got up and said, I'm going to the bathroom. And Brennon said, I'll go walk with you. And she said, nope, you will not do that. So Clarapis went over to check on her. Hey, that's the least she can do after being so overzealous with her therapy or us counseling session over there. So Emily was crazy frustrated because Brennon is not giving her anything to work with. She said she really cares for him, but I really wish I didn't. I'm out of here. I'm done. And she walked out of the restaurant. Clarapis couldn't keep her nose out of the situation, so she told Brennon Emily is hurt because she really likes you. Now, when Brennan went over to talk to Emily in the car, he admitted that I see that you are opening up, but with the way I'm feeling, I'm pretty much giving all I've got. And with that, he did acknowledge that she's been working harder than he is, and he said he was sorry. Emily, girl, cut your losses and let this man with the personality of a statue go. I think Brennan is overwhelmed by this show. Like, he probably has never been a good communicator to begin with, and participating on this show has caused him to completely shut down. Like, he's done. He's toast. Nothing to see here, folks. Now, it was kind of funny because the show rented a party bus to transport everybody to the dinner and back. I guess they weren't expecting the couples to be so toxic because by the end of the night, only 2 couples were on the bus. Clare and Cameron, who were talking about moving back to their own places right away. And Becca was asleep, and Austin was just sitting there Austining. Not quite the stripper pole party bus experience producers thought it might be. So by the end of this episode, they're basically down to 1 couple standing, and on a wounded knee, I might add, which is Becca and Austin. Emily and Brennan, they might try to stick it out as a favorite to producers, but they're done. It would be interesting to see how, like, the producers insert Michael and Chloe into the picture. Like, will they have a honeymoon? Are they going to mix them in with the other couples? Or will they create the Michael and Chloe show within this show? I guess we'll find out soon enough. Oh, and don't forget to let me know if you want to watch Prison Brides with me. It starts on January 10th, 2024 on Lifetime. I literally have 0 time to produce videos for another show, but if the show is worth it, I'll figure something out. Oh, and by the way, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, that's all I have for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video.